is Radio Chatter with Sara Rose. I'm coming for your gig, Matt.
You can, I think you could probably, 2 or 3 more times, you could probably do it. Hey everybody, I'm Matt Mosveen, and you are on air with Radio Chatter. Today, joining us on the flight deck, we've got the wonderful Sara Rose.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for having me.
Sara Rose is an entrepreneur and celebrity hair and makeup artist. She's worked with clients like Janice Joostema, Karlie Kloss, and Natalie Halcro, and recently co-founded Harloc Hair to bring better representation to the hair extension world.
So we're right over Northern Cascades National Park in northern Washington right now, 9,500 feet. We're just getting a view of a couple of the peaks here, and you're also going to see Mount Baker, which is beautiful. Have you ever been inside a small plane before,
Years
Sara?
ago. Years ago. I won't even say how long, because then it will date me. This is breathtaking. To be honest with you, first time back in the States for over a year and a half.
Well, we're not legally in the States right now, technically, but
Hovering around.
yeah, in the airspace. Hopefully we don't get
doing
intercepted.
What we can. Yeah.
Exactly. What's the best and the worst thing about curly hair?
Oh gosh. Well, I think the pre-deceived thing is a lot of people think curly hair is easier than straight hair, but curly hair is actually can be more difficult. But there are some products that have come out that you can just mist it into your hair for that second day look, and it rejuvenates the curl, which is actually quite nice.
Second day look.
Second day.
What does that mean?
So you're not going to have to re-wet and restyle your hair for the next day.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds convenient.
Yeah.
All about
We'll have to do a whole other show on helping Matt style his hair properly.
Will we have to do it in an airplane, or is that more of like an on-the-ground show?
That will be like a thriller show. I want your hands on the steering wheel or whatever this is called.
Right. It's probably better if we...
What is this called? Steering wheel?
It's called the yoke.
The yoke, okay.
Yeah, or the control column, whichever one you like.
Yeah. I should have been styling your hair in there. Should have thought about that.
Yeah, can you do that actually, like for future episodes? Like can we do like a hairstyling thing like right before I hop in? Because I'm not doing a good enough job on my own right now, I guess.
We could actually, like, when your hair gets longer.
Yeah. Okay, more on this later.
We'll get you some Ariana Grande ponytails going.
You heard it here first, guys. You were really good at talking to people, and I mean, you would slip your business cards in when you were a server at a restaurant, you know, like in the check, in the bill.
Yeah.
And so, how did you learn to build your brand early on?
I think I was born with the hustle in me, to be honest with you. I was raised by 2 phenomenal parents, both working in business in my younger years. Like, my dad owned restaurants and apartment complexes. Mom would work with him in doing that.
Right.
And brought up surrounded by my amazing family that are from Germany, actually. So I feel like a lot of hard workers.
Oh, no way.
And a lot of, ambitious people.
The immigrant hustle.
If you want to say that, my Oma and Opa were amazing.
I have an Oma and Opa too from, my mom is an immigrant, like she's from the Netherlands, and so she moved over. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thing, like it's super a thing.
I think that's where it comes from a little bit. And then I ran from there. I never knew exactly how far I could push myself, and I just kept on going, because every time you look, you're like, well, I'm still having fun. Let's keep this going. Okay, this is working. Let's keep on going.
Right.
And yeah, it's been an amazing journey. Take a little bit from each experience. I worked in the real estate offices for a little while. I worked in restaurants forever, so you kind of get that, the hustle, the marketing, the communication, all aspects of what builds a good brand and a good person, a good business, a good work ethic as well.
Right.
And I think I've just carried on with that.
How do you feel social media has changed that, that hustle and that approach that you initially had?
Well, so like going back, starting in the career that I got into at the beauty industry, I grew up, performing arts, drama, dancing, all those types of things. And I loved it. The thrill, the hustle, the build up to the performance and stuff like that. And I tended to lean towards the side of loving watching people build up to those moments. So I think that for myself, I realized that I enjoyed the behind the scenes aspect of it. And I was like, I love getting the people who are doing the performances, who are having those moments ready and being their eyes and ears on the ground and picking up the pieces. And so I think social media has changed it now so that I have to be in the forefront more.
Okay.
Because people want to know more about who is behind the hair and makeup of, XYZ celebrity. So instead of it being makeup and hair by and being the elusive hair and makeup artist in behind the scenes, it's now, okay, Sara Rose has to have a presence.
Do you think social media has made it easier or made it harder to kind of get that start?
Honestly, for people starting in the industry, it's depending on how you approach it. It's made it easier for some, harder for others,
Yeah, it does build this competitiveness inside of people, but you just have to remind yourself that everybody's on their own journey,
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you can't. Each person's different. Each person's upbringing's different. Inner emotion, inner monologue is different. And the way your career path is going to go is much different than everybody else's. You could look at somebody and say, I'd really admire and I would love to achieve what they have. And you might never achieve what they have, and you'll achieve much more, something different, and they could look at you and feel the same way. So it's really interesting. And that comes to it then, again, I think people's psyche too, that you kind of play into, right?
Sometimes it's an hour-long haircut, but sometimes a job can be like 4 to 5 hours for color and everything. So, I'd struggle to make conversation with my barber for more than half an hour, let alone 5 hours. So
Okay.
what's the dynamic like? Do you get super deep conversations? Does anyone get hungry and you need to break for lunch, or how does that work?
Well, so traditionally working with those ladies, I'm doing glam for special events or extension work, or, you eventually, maybe the first visit, you're building a friendship, you're assessing how they're doing, what they're heading to, obviously what they're concentrating on. You vibe with the person. You want to ensure you're not, breaking their train of thought, because they are headed into what I like to think of like game day.
Right.
Thinking about an athlete or something, and they're about to enter a space, go into interviews, go into meet and greets, whatever it might be, a photo shoot, a TV series. So I try and be as receptive as to what they're feeling in the moment. And then you build from there. I've been privileged to be able to keep those relationships going. So now you just have a comfort level and you hang out with them all day, sort of. So yeah, we break for drinks, we break for food, we break and just kick back. And a lot of times in the business of, film and television and photo shoots, it's, pressure, go, 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 and then you're waiting.
Hurry up and wait.
So everything's hurry up and wait. You roll with the punches, and it's a lot of fun. So I think, I don't know, maybe your barber's just not a chatty guy and wants to get you in and out.
What are some things that the rest of the world kind of gets wrong about hair, makeup, and beauty?
The hair and makeup teams walk around with like perfectly done hair and makeup at all times, but the truth be told is that we are traditionally there waking up the client, so if call time is 8, we're with the
Waking
guests.
up the client?
Well, because we're the first point, because we need to do their hair and makeup. So
Oh my goodness.
they'll be awake, you hope. But you're usually showing up at the crack of dawn to ensure that they are ready for the day, because they don't want to leave unless hair and makeup's done. But yeah, it's pretty entertaining, because nowadays with bringing it back, social media, I think, a lot of the makeup artists, the hairstylists, you're always looking like you're on point, your makeup's done, your hair is pristine. But when you're working, you're in it. You're slopping around. Your hair's up in a messy bun. You're lucky if I got like mascara and my eyebrows on, and you're good to go.
It's time for a game called Did You Dabble With It? I've got some subjects, topics, pastimes here. Some of them have some truth to them, and some are a complete shot in the dark.
You never know.
I'll say the subject, and you say we don't ever know.
Okay.
If you did, well, we know for half of them roughly, but you tell us if you did indeed dabble with it.
Okay.
Let's get started. Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes. Hell yes.
The grouse grind.
Yes.
Falling asleep while watching TV.
100%.
Home espresso machines.
Home espresso machines. Yes.
Chipotle.
Yes.
Serving face.
Yes.
Sour beers.
What?
Sours, like the beer.
Sours?
Yeah, sour beers. It's like all the rage now.
Sour beers. No.
Not really your thing.
No.
Not mine either. Nicki Minaj.
Yep.
The Sound
right.
of Music.
Speak my language. We're over the hills and they are alive.
There you go. There's that pun. Dry shampoo.
Yes. Used it this morning.
Versace sunglasses. We got Gucci today. What about Versace?
Yeah.
Smizing.
Yes. 100%. Necessary.
Scandinavian designer furniture.
Yes.
I don't think we've ever gotten all yeses on this. This is like too accurate.
You've clearly spoken to my friends. For all of these.
No. We don't. We're under NDA.
Sorry.
We don't talk about the
No friends.
naming your apartments.
Yes.
The Love Shack. We got the
Yeah.
the golden V, right?
Yeah.
Tiki torches.
Tiki torches.
You ever dabbled with tiki torches?
I don't know. Is that like an underlying meaning for something, or is that just straight legit? and
I
I'm
wouldn't
just
read
being
too far into it.
skeptical? I'm gonna go with no, but yes.
Athleisure.
Hell yes.
Rihanna.
Yes.
The Exorcism of Sweet 204.
Yeah, that's a story.
Tell us as little or as much as you want about the Exorcism of Sweet 204.
Oh, so, unfortunately, the vomit bag that you provided for me in the instance was not present for this moment in the Exorcism at Suite 204, where somebody who shall go unnamed decided to,
It was voluntary.
unfortunately incidental, with enthusiasm, was curled up like a kitten at the end of my bed. Projectile vomit.
Uh-oh.
It was an incident. It ends there. I can tell you off camera.
You and Michael Gibson
Yeah.
recently launched Harloc.
Yes.
Tell us how the idea came about.
So Michael Gibson and I have been very dear friends for 20 plus years now. We went to high school together. Michael had started inquiring about getting started on a different brand besides brush, and he had come across these hair extensions, and we both kind of brought it to each other's attention that we'd be interested in working with each other, and that's about 2 years ago now, and now
Wow.
Harloc was born, and we're super excited. We're very thankful for everybody that's been supporting us so far, and I'm really looking forward to see what's to come because it's going to be major.
So you initially thought that you might work in dentistry coming out of high school.
Yeah.
So when you were 20, would you have believed someone if they told you that you'd end up starting your own hair extension brand?
No. I would have that as a glimmer of hope, and I'd be like, that would be a fun idea. That's a cool concept.
Right.
But the how-tos and the where and how I would get to that and to what level it would be at, I would never envision as to where we are now, which really is, it's the pinch me moments that are really special that you have to stop and take in. And I think moments like this, even truly, being up in air and talking to you is really cool. It's a pinch me moment where you're like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. It's part of my job.
How much work is it starting a new brand?
A lot of work. I always say it's, on these, I think for brands and businesses, you're on a 5-year path. And this is my 3rd turnover now. So, my first 5 years of business, I did complete freelance. I was, going to New York. I was trying out different, fashion industries and magazines and editorials and dabbling in the film industry and commercials. And I loved it, but what didn't really fit well and sit right in what I wanted to do. So I transitioned into the salon work with Michael and his husband Calvin when they had started that, and passionately pushed myself in it for 5+ years now. And I've gotten to a place, thankfully, where I don't have to do as much pushing. And it's you can just see the clientele and the guests coming to you. And now I'm head back down, pushing for Harloc again. So it's really cool. So I'm ready for my 5 years. We're in day 1.
If you had to do it all over again from the beginning, and you had a magic social media button,
okay,
and you're like, hey, I can have social media for it this time, would you want to do it with or without kind of as we know social media today?
That is a trick question, my friend. I think I tend to say I hate it. I love it for the connections that it brings. I love it for it is your calling card now. It is your business. It is your website. It's a great way for people to connect with you, to see your work. And then I hate it because when I slack on it and I'm working too much, it's just something inside of me that feels like, oh God, I'm missing out. But really my point of work is doing hair and makeup. So it is a love-hate. I actually had my social media my Instagram specifically, go down for about 10 minutes a couple months back. And I checked my vitals. I sat there while my friend, I checked my vitals in a way where I'm like, okay, Instagram's down. How do I feel? I am alive. I am breathing. I'm fine emotionally. I still have my physical friends. I might not have my 8,000 plus followers, but I am okay. I can rebuild.
It's the moment that we've all been waiting for, Sarah. So we've got 2 control columns for a reason here. So mine is connected to yours, so I can always help you out. But are you ready to fly a little bit?
Oh yes. Okay.
All right. So let's get some hands on the controls there.
I'm getting clammy. Is that a thing?
You can do it. Yeah. If you need to, do you need to adjust or anything?
No. Okay. As long as my hair looks good.
All right.
Oh God.
You'll notice the nose is coming down a bit.
Oh God.
Pull back a little bit. Just a little.
Oh God.
You're killing it. This is a really good turn. Back pressure.
What's that mean?
Just pull back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God. Hair extensions are a lot easier than this, sir.
Little more rolling.
Oh God.
Let's go to that mountain there. So look for traffic. You can roll towards it. So a little right yoke.
Yoking
to the right. Nice channel turn. Looking good.
Oh, Sabania. Is it weird my kneecaps are sweating?
I haven't noticed. You got the sweater on.
Okay. It's the sweater. It's not my nerves, I swear.
And I don't know if you're intentionally trying to turn to the left, but you can level out if you're not. But if you are trying to turn to the left, that's cool. You're doing good.
I totally was. I was trying to get you close to the mountain.
Yep.
For my tour of the day.
Namaste.
This is Radio Chatter with Sara Rose. I'm coming for your gig now.
You can. I think you could probably 2 or 3 more times. You could probably do it.
No, God, no.
That's it. We're getting close to our final destination, and the seatbelt sign has been turned on for landing. Sarah, we'll turn the spotlight over to you to take us home.
We didn't even get snacks mid-flight.
The meal service is a little bit after. We don't want to give you snacks because otherwise you wouldn't talk as much.
That's true. We don't want anything in my teeth.
Tell the world what you want to tell them and let them know how to find you.
Honestly, I want to tell the world to keep following along in my journey. I'm so excited. Hey, you never know what I'm going to get up to. Today I'm flying a plane. Tomorrow, who the heck knows what I will be up to. I will be installing hair extensions in somebody, somewhere, somehow. You can find me on Instagram as Sara Rose Buzz. On TikTok, you'll see nothing there, but you can find me there. As well as you can follow along on my company, harloc.hair. Please like, share, and love us.
Boom. That's the Nardwar thing, right?
I thought that was you. I thought that was your thing. Oh God!
I guess it might be my thing at the beginning, why not the end?
I don't know. I was taking over that like I did your plane.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. You know exactly what to do. Fasten your seatbelts and subscribe for more.